welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is your reading for the full moon, October 16th 2016. I just had to think about it then, but I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that comments on my videos. I really do appreciate it, and I must admit this is the first time ever I haven't replied to any of the messages, which was the last one, which was the Libra one. Was that full moon? New moon. This is the 26th of September, so I'm getting confused about where they all are because you have to do them in advance, but yeah, so I do appreciate you commenting on my videos and the help that you put, because I noticed that the one put a link there which is really helpful because of what happened in the last video. So yeah, big thank you and welcome to my new subscribers, and always grateful for the ones that I know, because they do comments and everything, that have stayed with me for a long time and who I know appreciate the readings. I know who you are and I'm very grateful. What was I gonna say? Yes, the last one was about the wasp came in, so I re-looked at the video, and it was when I was saying about the King of Wands. So the wasp came in. I thought it was a fly at first, so there you go. Now, was that the video with the moon that was going, what was going on underneath? There was something. So I thought it was a fly. It's symbolic. So maybe something showing themselves, somebody's showing themselves as something, but really it's not, because then it was a wasp, and like I said, wasps can sting you, and one of my followers, bless her, put the link to what the wasp was about, so you can read that. So there is something around that King of Wands that wasn't, there was something, I don't know what, but that's what the wasp represents, a sting, or can sting you. They don't always have to sting you, but I did think it was a fly at first. So, and then by coincidence, I don't know, but I had my gratitude pot that my special friend sent me, and so I was talking about that at the beginning, and then she watched the video, bless her, and showed me a picture of about a wasp stinging her. So there's on the lip, so there's no coincidences, things are linked. Why did I talk about the pot on that video, and then the wasp comes in, and then that happens, so there is very much a link, and that's what my video is about. They go from the new moon to the full moon, is a cycle, is a relationship. Even those are relationships, it's a relationship from one cycle to another, and they unfold. So the purpose of my readings is to do the monthly, which it will be one for this month. I'll consider whether to do the elementals, the Virgo one and the Pisces one, which was solar and lunar eclipses. Both Virgo and Pisces are all about being of service. They're very spiritual signs, and being of service, but in a practical way, because that's going to be your purpose, and of course that's going to affect your love life. So, and then we had the Libra one, which was where there was 3 queens came up, but like I said, I see it as though we're here to balance all 4 queens within us, and or 4 kings if you're male, or vice versa, it doesn't matter, or we've got the kings within us as well if you need to tap into that energy. But it's about, at certain times in your life, a queen will show up, and it's for you to tap into her energy. You need her energy for a certain time in your life, so that's why they show up. or it can be somebody around you that's going through something. Now, I am absolutely gobsmacked in one way that in precise timing of the videos, somebody around me has been going through exactly what was said in the videos, and exactly at the same time as well. And that Queen of Wands that was in reverse, well, she showed up with the Emperor in the first reading and the Queen of Pentacles, as in maybe a choice he has to make, or it was the same woman, but she, you know, the same energy in the same woman, but she might have been, he sees her as the Queen of Wands, but she was actually an earth sign. And then she comes in reverse in the Pisces lunar one, which is the feminine, and she's reversed, which is in the, you know, the shadow side of who she is. And then she comes back upright with the Libra full moon. So that says something, you know, she's come out of that stage and she's feeling better. So, but the Emperor seems to show up. He showed up in that one, I think, and the first one. And now this full moon is the Aries, and it is the Emperor. It comes under the Emperor card. So this card is very much about leadership. So if it's not a person in your life, it's about you being a leader, and to be a leader in the way that, you know, your own soul contract, your soul purpose is calling you to be. And it's, you know, Aries is all about asserting yourself, like taking control of your life. It's a bit like this, the Chariot card, take control of your life, showing who's boss really, because this can be very much a boss man in your workplace, so it can show up as someone like that. But you know, maybe this full moon in Aries is from that Libra one, about new beginnings and projects, getting that off the ground, a new slate. Maybe this time it's about being single-minded around that, and know where you're going and what you want. But you always got to look at the shadow side really, which is, you know, you can be a bit arrogant. This chappie can be a bit arrogant and push others too far, because he represents like a boss. So a boss can push people too far. You've got to know people's limits. It can also represent the father figure, you know, so it's very much that sort of I am energy. It's the first sign in the zodiac, so starting something to go around the whole thing. It's the Aries, it goes right around till we get to Pisces, and Pisces was the last full moon, and this is now the next one. So there's something there, something saying the clues are there. So yeah, it's all about the Emperor, leadership. So we'll see what comes up in the reading. And my personal readings are, you can go to my website, and they're video readings like you get here, in depth. You can go to the website, all the information is on there. So let's have a look, see what this full moon wants to say to us. So what are the most important messages concerning love? And they all seem to be upright. I'm sure I did some reversed. Yeah. So we've got the Five of Cups come back out again. We did have that with both of those other readings, I think. So, but yeah, so the Five of Cups energy is still about, still coming in. You know, this is about disappointment, emotional disappointment, heartbreak, feeling betrayed and loved. But I'm sensing that it's on both sides. It's just not one side. It's about seeing one's mistakes and how they could have dealt with something differently, is what I'm getting. But you know, the tower, something's been torn down, and the the explosion at the back is what's going on. So, but yeah, there's something left to build on though. There's something, it's about learning from it, and then you can take that learning, take the love, the lessons, and drop everything else, and then take that to the Two of Cups, which is about the union again, the partnership again. Like I said in my, was it the which one did I say, the Gemini reading was all about your dance partners. I see them as your dance partners, and each relationship is a step, learning a step, or even a whole dance, and then, you know, the union is about perfecting that whole dance. And you need each of those dance partners to get to the union of the heart. So because you've got your romantic heart and you've got your spiritual heart, and like I say, you know, take the romance out of romance, which is around the romantic heart, the ego, and you get the spiritual heart. What's left is what's important. But the disappointment, the 5 restrictions in emotions again around this Aries. Oh, and there you go, I was talking about the 2, and the 2 of Cups comes up next, because there's the focus there. So this is about the union, the disappointment. You know, then that can represent the past. So it's about, like I said, your dance partners, you having to go what you've gone through to get to this, because this is the ultimate. It's the soulmate card. You know, it's about a relationship that's right for you, and something that you've been longing for, and it's a true heart longing, not a romantic heart longing. It's a true connection, that deep connection of hearts, soul hearts, and this is a soul heart couple, you know, who want to join together for the right reasons, not because of finances or having somewhere to live. With this person, you'd actually live in a tent with them. So it's not about that. It's about the union of hearts, the joining of hearts. So that can represent matrimony. And I think Spirit's just saying, just know that all that heartbreak, all that disappointment that you've gone through, you were meant to go through. You signed up for it, to learn those lessons, so that you can, you know those steps and to the dance that you need with the partner, with the 2 of Cups. Oh, we've got Cups again, the whole row. The Knight of Cups has shown up. Now he's all about being on a mission, and you know, an emotional mission. This can be a quest, this can also be a spiritual quest, but you know, we've got all the cups there, so this is an emotional quest. Upright, I like to see him upright. I talk about him in my book, so I won't talk about it in that sense here, even though it's copyrighted, but I'll just say it in a different way. But yeah, he's, you know, on here he's got armor on, but he's got no visor on. He shows his face. So this is somebody, and you know, for me, knights are about action, commitment, and he's paused there. He's looking at the stream, the river, and wondering whether to cross it or not. So something to do with this partnership and him pausing. The horse isn't actually taking action, but you know, he's giving of his heart, because it's, you know, it's the right hand, it's the giving. So he's offering. This is an offer of love. He's there, all of them. So to do with the disappointment, there is going to be, you know, the ultimate union, as in the person that's right for you, and there is going to be an offer of love concerning this. Yeah, and there you go. So this is about the disappointment of the past and the hurt that was created, I think, from both parties, because of the wounds, because of past wounds, you see. So therefore, you know, you're triggering each other, really. And there's a sense that because of all the past hurt before that, there was too much coming from the mind and the mind games and the pain that's caused, rather than the actual physical betrayal. It's like the mind games can be more damaging than the actual physical betrayal, if there was one. In other words, the lies, because the swords are about communication and you know, thoughts, ideas. So it's about the thoughts and ideas around love, and the misconceptions. But because of the betrayals from the past, it's the perceptions and thoughts, and then they're projected onto another person, and both people doing the projection, coming too much from the mind instead of the heart, and listening to the heart, really, I think caused the problem, caused this disappointment. Oh, and we've got the star card at the heart of the matter. So, or the focus, I call it the heart of the matter, I see it as the heart. So this is about a new beginning, a fresh start. There is hope. There is hope after this disappointment, because we'll see that as the past. And you know, this is the present, this is the here and now. So what do they want to say? This is Aquarius, this energy, which is, I always thought it was water, but it's not, it's air. So, and there we go, we've got the air next to it. So you mustn't come from the mind and the thinking that history is going to repeat itself, because it's the mind that damages the relationships, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're, because you still bring that baggage in with it if you haven't cleared it, worked on it. So yeah, it's the mind games and the mind playing tricks, I think, that causes most damage. But yeah, this is a new beginning and a fresh start. There is hope. Aquarius, you know, we've got all the, this is like the chakras, and there's your soul star. So, you know, and that's what you've been working on, clearing or aligning, whatever you want to call it. Words are just words. I've been hearing people lately saying how insulting this word is, or that word is, and how demeaning this word is, and how demeaning that word is. And I'm thinking, well, it's just a word, you know, it's just a word describing something. It's what you put to it that I suppose makes it one way or the other, but it's just a word describing something, so don't get bogged down with it. But we've got the stork here, which for me is like an invitation, movement. So I think there's going to be, swords has come up now. All three queens came up on the last the Libra one, and she was missing because she wasn't needed in that picture. But now she's come back up. So there you go. Air sign again. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And I was just talking about Aquarius there, so it might be something about an Aquarian. I'm not too sure. I'll just throw that out there. But she's, you know, she speaks her truth. She's quite blunt, or she may appear that way, but when she's learned her lessons from the past, she is more diplomatic, and she brings in the Queen of Cups, and she's more softer in her approach and her you know, way of saying things. So, but she's about truth, you know, she does hold the sword of truth, the justice sword of truth, the Ace of Swords, you know, which is about victory. So she gives it, but she's also open to receiving, because her hand is literally, the left hand is open, which is about receiving. She's saying, come on then, you know, give back. I'm telling you my truth, so I'm open to receiving your truth, whatever that is for you. So, and it looks as though she's crossed her legs and, you know, in a very relaxed position. She doesn't feel threatened in any way, and it's underneath this Knight of Cups, which is about, you know, somebody going to be offering, because I know the Queen of Swords can sometimes come across harsh, but I see it more in this position that way. Upright, no, she's speaking her truth, and she's direct with it. You know, what's the point about beating about the bush? You may as well just say what you need to say. Yes, in a loving way, but just say it. The mind games. This is what's caused it. The mind games, playing games of the mind, has caused the heartbreaks in the past and the upset. So all of those represent air, all of those represent water. So let's see what the next one. So we've got fire, air, water, and now fire. So the Five of Wands again, so we've got five again, Five of Cups and Five of Wands, and what's sat in between is the Three of Swords, which is what I was saying. This is the shadow side, the ego, or the parts of ourselves that, you know, we flick away, like we don't want to see sometimes, and then they come out at the most inappropriate times, and then, you know, people have regret afterwards. I've been seeing that a lot as well. So I see this, for me anyway, you know, we all read cards differently, and there's no, you can't go always by what the, you know, all has been written from time passes time down, you know. But I see this for me, because I'm very much into films, and my book, I've done that around films and seeing the clues and signs. And for me, this, because it's orange, the Avatar film, Talk, where, you know, Jake rides him, he is orange, and he's the king master, and he actually conquers that shadow, his shadow really, because he thinks, right, he never looks up, he only looks down. He doesn't think anybody would ever attack him. So he works that out, and therefore he goes above him. So that's a message in itself. You need to go above, come from the higher self, to look down on the parts that, you know, you need to love. And so he does that, he conquers it. So that's how I see it. And then obviously the people, you know, the people that he's grown to love then respects him and asks him to be a leader. There you go. Asks him to be the leader, because he's the one that was brave enough to you know, conquer the shadow. And then because you've done it, you see, you can then help other people. So it's around the shadow, it's about being a leader. And in mundane levels, it's, you know, it's competition, pettiness, because the shadow's part of it is like, oh, I don't know, it can feel like being in a playground, and oh, you took this from me and you took that from me, and whatever, you know, it's the parts of ourselves that we don't like, but that's what that can be. Competition, really, on the outer or on the inner. It can be the battles within that we need to embrace and love. But that's what's caused the problem in the past, you know, the emotional disappointment and people hanging on to that and then taking it into the next relationship. And that's why things are karmic, can be very karmic. All right, we've got the Seven of Pentacles come up now. That was, I think, on the King of Wands, but it was in reverse when I started to talk about the wasp, that I thought was a fly at first, and then it wasn't. It was a wasp. So, and it was in reverse, which was about waiting, because that can be withholding as well. Withholding something, like your intuition's telling you something and telling you to do something that's for benefit for you and others, and yet, you know, you just sat on it, you're not doing it, you're refusing to budge, which was that King of Wands, and I can't remember the other two cards, but this is upright. You know, he's resting. The Seven is about resting, maybe after the battles of what's gone on, and, you know, all the steps you have learned in your relationships and how far you have come. But it is about, like, well, what's next, or when's all this hard work going to pay off then, to do with this union, this romantic union, this soul heart relationship. When is this going to pay off then? Because this is like the waiting card on a physical level, so there's nothing really happening on a physical level, but there is hope, but it's still in the dark a little bit. It's not the Sun card where it brings clarity, but they're saying, you know, have hope. And yes, on a physical level, you're still having to wait around, due to, maybe you're still having to wait around due to, you know, the Five of Wands concerning this other person, because there's free will. So the angels or your guides can only do as much as they do because of the free will of somebody else. They won't intervene with somebody else's free will. So, but we've got the Six of Pentacles, which is the generosity card. It's the give and take card. But it's also about not judging who you know, this guy, is he judging who deserves out of the two the coins or not? But it doesn't matter, because this one would share with this one anyway. So, but yeah, so it's about discernment. But this is the generosity. This is the volunteer card, voluntary card. This is the help card. This is about giving to those in need. So maybe during this waiting period, go back to the six. Go back to the six before the seven, you know, and maybe go, if you're all right in a financial sense, go and give some of your time, because of the Virgo eclipse and the Pisces eclipse are very much about being of service. So even if that's in a voluntary role, maybe do that. I don't know, it's just a suggestion. Maybe that's what that means about giving, you know, about being the leader and showing your kindness. Right, the only card that's reversed out of all of them is the one that was at the bottom, and this is your Four of Wands. This is a lovely card. This is about completion. So there isn't completion, and I think the story keeps unfolding, but there's still not completion, because I think to do with the free will of another. So maybe use your time wisely, as in doing other things whilst, you know, they're trying to organise upstairs the furniture in the way that, you know, brings you this romantic or this soul heart union. Maybe they're saying that around this full moon in Aries. You know, be bold and courageous, and it's about helping those in need. I'm getting helping those in need that are more misfortunate, in whatever way, you know, just your time, just talking with somebody, whatever it is, your own intuition will prompt you. So because that's the opposite to the I am, which is about the personality and the ego, and, you know, about what that person wants. The opposite is about giving of yourself to causes or whatever it is. But yeah, this is all about a celebration and you know, engagement parties, anything like to celebrate to do with the family, anything at all that deserves a celebration. But in reverse, you know, it's still not bad in reverse. It just means there's a delay, or it's not happening. It's not happening because of what's, you know, going on here, really. So that took a long time. Let's get some of these cards out. I've closed the windows because I don't want no waspies coming in. Now it's hot. I need to put the fan on, really. Right. Let's go a bit deeper. Oh, we got the Clover card come out. This card is like, everything's okay. Your road or your path, your life, it's in the hands of the gods, you know. Things are okay. This is like, there is luck around you, even though you might not feel it, and it is on the disappointment card. So it's like saying, you know, even though you feel disappointed where love's concerned in the past, and you just think, oh, am I ever gonna get that union? Am I ever gonna experience this Two of Cups? It's saying, you know, you are the two is standing there, and it's right next to you. It's literally the next card. So the two is there. You are going to be lucky in love. You know, you are going to experience this. So hang on in there, because it's right next to it. It's right next to it. Heart of the matter. Right, yes. So this is the bird of oh, sorry, this is the bird of nervousness, anxiety. It's wisdom as well, because on the Ten of Swords you can see in this set anyway, you can see the owl sat perched on the tree, and his eyes are really white. So it's like the light coming through the eyes, so that represents your wisdom. But I think what it's saying, because it's on the star, is that you don't really believe that you can have this on a subconscious level, because of the Four of Wands in reverse. Because that and that together is the ultimate. The Four of Wands and the Two of Cups is that, oh my goodness, those are the two best cards that you can get upright, both of them upright. So that is definitely a marriage, you see. But what's going on underneath is that's reversed, so that's delayed, and that can represent the subconscious mind. So it's saying on some level, well, you're unconscious, which you're not aware of, which is this Mercury retrograde. That's what I wanted to say. We should be out of that shadow phase. So this reading is like from now onwards, that 16th of October, that Mercury in Virgo retrograde would have come to an end. I don't know about you, but oh my goodness, technology wise, the phone didn't work, the computer didn't work, the TV didn't work, everything mechanical didn't work. And I was thinking to myself, well, obviously I'm not getting the message here, but I don't know, sometimes you just have to let it go. But yeah, there's nervousness or anxiety around it on a subconscious level. You don't believe that you can have this. It's very healing, this card, the Star card. So I think this situation is very healing. Whatever you're going through, whatever you've gone through, you're meant to have, so that you can on a mental level stop these thoughts of obsession around romance or a certain partner, you know, that locks you into your mind, and then you don't experience the joy around you. So because you're in your head all the time, you're not in your body, thinking about it all the time. And that's when, you know, doing this, being of service, or being charitable and giving, takes you out of that. Anything, if you're obsessing about something too much, you're on the codependency path. So that's a clue. If you're in your head continuously thinking about it, then you're on that obsession, that ego path, when you need to cross over and get onto the your soul's path. But yeah, there's I think there's going to be healing around this anxiety. I'm sensing a lot of anxiety, panic attacks, because of not trusting and believing, or trusting that the gods have your back. That's what I'm sensing. That is, it's and it's in the dark as well, because but the light is there. You know, you've got the biggest star there, which is your soul. So there is healing, deep healing going on. Right, so this is like an invitation. This is somewhere social. So there's Two of Cups. This is maybe somewhere where you meet this person, if you haven't already. So you know, this could represent a wedding. So you could meet this person anywhere. I think you've really got to be open-minded to where this gathering might be. But this is out in nature, so it could be a park, it could be a garden centre, it could be literally anything. So, but it's about a social gathering. It's you know, an invitation to a place is where you might meet this person. So even at a wedding, you could meet this person, the person that you're supposed to meet. So be very open to this place, or invitations to places or somewhere where you might not think you'd like to go. Maybe you need to go. But this is all about strength, strong bonds. This is about strong bonds, and this is on here. So I'm sensing that this is a good guy. And for some, not for everybody, because we're all different, but for some, you know, he will be a physically tall person for you, and that's like if you're 5'5" and they're 5'8", or 5'9", that might be tall for you. For me, it wouldn't be. So, but you know, for others, it'd be over 6 foot. And but so yeah, this could be somebody who's this person is tall, maybe broad, very strong athletic build, maybe very masculine energy, very masculine, but he's very protective, You know, the bears are very protective of their cubs, and you know, even though they walk on all fours, they're raised onto the two back legs if they need to attack. So yeah, very strong bond there. Yeah, so there's the death. There's the death of this mental, because this can represent stagnation, where your thoughts can be stagnant, as in a, you know, coming too much from the mind, guessing games where love's concerned, when you need to be the Queen of Swords and ask directly. Yes, what you hear might not be what you want to hear, and you'll feel as though that sword's gone straight through your heart in that moment, but then the realization is there and you can move on. You can move on. It might hurt, but you can move on. So, but there is the death of this continuous obsession and thinking around that causes the anxiety. It causes the anxiety around love. So, but we've got the snake come up. Now the snake come up with the King of Pentacles next to the bird. Yeah, we'll pull some more cards out on her. It could be wisdom, but it also, you know, like the wasp can sting, the snake can bite. We'll have a look. Oh. Right, this is to do with the woman then. So this is the woman's, the feminine's parts of herself that, you know, are wounded, that she doesn't like about herself, that comes out at inappropriate times, that actually sabotages relationship. So it's the woman's energy, the feminine energy. That's the one that's, you know, comes from the mind too much, thinks from the mind too much, causes this anxiety for this fresh start, this new beginning. But there's healing. There is healing around this. So maybe it's the Queen of Swords energy, as in intellect. She's got to be wise, how she says things. You know, her wisdom now, she should be saying things that is more from wisdom than, you know, being diplomatic and bringing in the Queen of Cups as well into her field. Sorry to keep moving the thing. But there is change coming. There is, I feel as though I'm always saying this, but there is. And it can be sudden change. So I know this has been a long waiting period. Like I said, I'm not an astrologer, but, you know, the planets have been, this year I feel has been hard, but and it has been very much a waiting game. And the thing is, you don't really know what you're waiting for. You're just hoping, really, which is the star, for this change to come. Even though change is happening on a physical level, I think the changes have been going on other levels, the mental level especially. I've seen it around me and myself too. On the mental level, you know, there's a death of that, the way of thinking, because it's been the, you know, when, that's what I said, I think it was the last one with the Justice card, the Libra one, was about getting all the facts. You know, I remember this one time because when I was in a very codependent relationship, many years ago, oh goodness, I think it was back in 2004, and, you know, this person drank and I didn't. I'd stopped drinking, and then I realised after that they had a drinking problem, but it just triggered me. And you know, I went into the bar because we both worked in the same place one time, and I, because this person only ever drank the lager in the really tall glasses, which was meant for you know, your sodas and everything. And then straight away my first thought was, well, there you go, he's broken his word again. But I didn't say anything. I didn't react. I didn't say anything. And then, like 10 minutes later, the boss came along and picked the glass up and started drinking it. And I'm like, but he never does that. He always drinks wine. And I was like really shocked. So my partner had kept his word. So that's where I'm saying this Three of Swords, you know, and the facts. You've got to get the facts. You've got to wait. You've got to pause. But there is change coming. Don't know why I told you that, but there you go. But there's the book. What's the book saying on the... oh my goodness, the time's going so quickly, isn't it? See, it's the Book of Patience. This book, you know, only you can decide whether you've waited long enough. Because this is all about being charge, being the leader, taking charge of your life. So maybe, you know, but it's about the unknown. So something around the unknown. Something to do with the unknown. Something to do with the book. Not too sure. I need to get some of the cards out. Oh, there you go. Well, that's to do with love. So I'd say that's to do with a committed relationship. Upright, definitely a committed relationship, because it would be like an engagement. What's it? A hen's weekend, stag weekend, anything like that. The marriage itself, anniversaries, reunions, anything like that. A home. You know, it's that completion. It's the completion card in the Crowley card, and this is in reverse. So something's not completed where love's concerned. You know, a romantic partner, because the heart is romantic. But let's put a few cards out on the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, please. Yeah, we've got the Temperance card come up in reverse, and she's all about win-win. It's about moderation, balance. So where the Knight of Cups is concerned, there isn't moderation. There isn't balance. There isn't balance. Let's see what else there is. You can't see the cards. Oh, have I done them all in reverse? No, they're not. It's just these two. So this has come up in reverse. This is the Chariot, you see. I was saying about the Emperor and the Chariot. To me, they're similar. It's about taking charge of your life, not waiting for others. You know, live your life. Get out of this mental state. Upright. You see, you've got the yin and the yang, the black and the white here. He doesn't actually have reins to these Sphinx or whatever they're called. It's a bit like the magician, as in the mind, and just direct them. So and you've got the stars again here, which goes back to the what's at the heart of the matter. But it's in reverse, and that means you're on the wrong path. So someone's on the wrong path due to a lack of moderation. So I think maybe addictions. We'll see what the romance angels come up with. Maybe addictions then, because if your addictive behavior patterns, like even down to OCD and constantly thinking, that is a pattern, compulsive pattern. Those sort of things will stop this night, emotional night, bringing in or offering of love, you see. And that would suggest that you're not in control. You're not in control, but you do have the strength, because that's about strength card. But that's about moderation and balance and win-win. But this in reverse is telling me no, that would be the right path, that you are in control. So maybe the Emperor, the Aries, is about taking charge of your own life. Not, maybe this is saying don't wait for your knight in shining armour. Be strong yourself and put your own life in order first, man or woman. And look at any father issues that might possibly be going around, especially for the male energy, more so than the women, I think. So yeah, but there we go, we've got the 9 of Cups. So this is your wish fulfilled card, which would be that upright with the, because I think that's a wedding. People are wanting that deep union, but they're wanting a marriage, not to be married. There's a difference, as in stagnation and whatever. But yeah, so that this is about a win-win, moderation. So this can be addictions, that's the wrong path, not being in control of your happiness, of your own happiness, is what I'm sensing with that. Let's put let's see on the star card then, and then I'll put some romance angels out quickly. And then I'll do the October one after this. So you'll have the October one first. Oh no, actually you'll see, yeah, no, you'll see them both. You'll see them both. So we'll see what comes up in the next one. So that'll be for the beginning of the month, throughout the whole of the month. And then you'll have your new moon, which is on the 30th, isn't it? It's all backwards now, because it used to be, but the moon cycles have changed. But anyway, let's not get into that. So this is about, yeah, be careful. So don't let your anxieties, I read somewhere, I think her name was Becky Walsh, I'm sure she said something about suggestions in a new relationship, and she said about oh, it just came to my mind, like when you're full of anxiety, because it's next to this 3 of Swords, and that's all air there. When you're full of anxiety, because this is about messages, communication, and this guy is on, what do you call it, on defense. He's sort of ready from the past because of what's happened in the past and past experiences, but factual wise it might not be the same, but you know, he's sort of like in a defensive manner, and because of the bird's all about anxiety, it's like saying for this fresh start, this new beginning and the healing of it, you know, don't, if you're feeling anxiety, don't send that message, don't press that text message button, just don't do it, because that's it. When you're full of anxiety, this compulsive thinking around romance, it'll destroy things. So yeah, and then, you know, think before you act. And then you get the Sun card, you get the clarity. You see, what comes after the star is the Sun, I believe, or is it the Moon and then the Sun? I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, after, you know, you get the Sun, you get the confidence, you know, you get confidence in doing things differently without the worry and anxiety, because this is healing. Do it differently with this one. Don't press that button if you're feeling full of anxiety. You then get the Sun card, you get the clarity card, the optimistic outcomes, confidence, success, good fortune. This is the best card you can have, and then you get your new beginning. You get your new beginning, you see, because that's the Fool card. And that's the leap of faith. That's then the leap of faith, so that you can move forward. Right, let's get some angel cards out. I can't do it all. If you want to know more, then please book a reading. So what are the most important messages, please, for this full moon in Aries, October 16th, 2016? I think it's a supermoon night. I'm not too sure, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just doing, oh, see, it's about freeing yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, and the angels are really supporting us. What time have got? A few minutes left. And that's about the Emperor energy. It's about taking back control of yourself, because this unicorn is wounded, is poorly, you see. So, but it's also there because it needs to feel loved and protected. So, you know, you have your defense around you, so you can do that, and sometimes you need to do that, but it's sort of saying it's time to take back control of your life, because of what's happened, really. And the Emperor really supports that card. Yeah, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you, so definitely time for maybe the feminine to take back control of her life, because there's too much OCD and obsessive thinking to do with the past. There's great anxiety. They're saying pay attention to the red flags. They are cautioning you, because you can't have the honeymoon period, you see. Pay attention to the red flags can mean you've got to have a heart-to-heart with somebody. You've got to be the Queen of Swords, use your wisdom, and speak diplomatically and have a heart-to-heart for this honeymoon period to enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Is about the honeymoon period when you first meet somebody, or if you're in a relationship and you've gone through this, it's about having the honeymoon period of a fresh beginning. You know, the Star card, the Hope card. You know, this is definitely a past life relationship, so it's karmic. You have known each other before. So you will feel that strong bond with them, you see. Whether this is you're single and you're going to be meeting this person. I don't sense the energies are going to be clear until November, to be honest with you. Late November, beginning of December. So it'll be interesting to see what the other cards say. But it's past life, which means there's lessons. Let's just quickly put some of these out. Excuse me. Need some water, really. They just all threw out, but that one literally came out, which is about support. Let's just turn these over then. So, you know, rely upon the support from above. You know, your guides, your angels, whatever you want to call them. Rely on the support. They are supporting you and helping you in the right direction. You know, they are trying to lead you to the miracles. There are miracles, and miracles can be even down to stopping this obsessive thinking. You know, that can be a miracle, a change of perception. Let's see what the other two were. Oh, we've got Archangel Michael here, that's here to support you. So ask for courage and confidence in trusting these miracles around this situation. And it goes back to the last one, the Libra one. I think was about focus and romantic partner. You know, to focus on the relationship you do want and put all your attention on that, not keep coming from the mind and focusing on past hurts. So your intention, set your intentions as to what you want to happen. Let's just do these. Hopefully they don't jump out. It just lightens it up a bit, because it can be quite heavy, the tarot cards. Oh, see, there's a new opportunity. So they're supporting you in a new opportunity that's coming your way. Once you free yourselves by paying attention to the red flags, there will be a honeymoon period where you get to know each other again. or for some that will be literally a honeymoon if those were heading that way in the first place. Making new friends, because that's part of the miracle as well. So making new friends, in other words, you know, you've changed, you've grown, you're not the person you were anymore, so just be prepared that old friendships will dissipate, and you go on to another level, and you would just be vibrating at a different level as to attracting different friends that are more, you know, on your level really. And just trust and allow your inner power to shine, because that's how you're attracting new friendships, by you know, allowing your own inner light and power to shine. And let's end with this card. Most important message for this reading. Oh, I love this one. I'm sure that came up on, was it a private reading, or was it, yeah, I think it was a private reading, but it's about patience. Have patience. It's the Star card. It's number 17, which is what's at the heart of the matter. So we go back to that. It's the Star card. Love is patient and kind always, and you do have the 7 down there as well. But let's have a look, see what it's saying quickly. So it's saying, work towards having patience. If you are lacking patience with others, remember that they are human and different from you. If the impatience has to do with an outcome, your prayers are answered. Be a little more patient at this time. That goes back to what I was saying about free will of somebody else, and you know, the support that they give. They're doing their best to create these miracles for you, for us, where love's concerned. So have a little patience. Okay then, I hope that helps and supports you throughout the month of October around this full moon. Please like, share and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and it's your gift back to me. And here's to following your heart. Lots of love. Namaste.